Good afternoon, Detective Masters.
Good afternoon.
What is your occupation?
I'm a detective with the Broward County Sheriff's Office.
All right. How long have you been with the Broward County Sheriff's Office?
I've been with the Broward Sheriff's Office for almost 19 years.
Okay. And what is your present assignment?
I'm currently assigned to the Strategic Investigations Division in the Internet Crimes Against Children Unit.
Okay. And I'd like to call your attention back to February of 2018. What was your assignment at that point?
The same. I was assigned to the Internet Crimes Against Children Unit.
Okay. And what are your duties and responsibilities?
So as a detective assigned to that unit, I investigate child pornography cases, but I also assist other units as well as other agencies in the analysis of electronic data.
Okay. So that's what you do, forensic data analysis?
Yes, electronic data analysis.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
Currently around about 9 years.
Okay. And please tell us what training and education you have had to be involved in electronic data analysis.
I went through the basic police academy. I've also attended numerous forensic courses, Cellbrite, certified operator, and physical analysis. For cell phone analysis, the extraction and analysis of data from vehicle infotainment systems out of vehicles, numerous other forensic classes involving the preservation and collection of digital data.
Okay. And have you ever testified as an expert in forensic data analysis, electronic data analysis in a court of record?
In electronic data, yes, I've testified in 10 federal cases.
Okay. I'd like to call your attention to this case. Specifically, February the 14th, 2018. Did you become involved in this case against Nikolas Cruz?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And when did you get involved in it?
Shortly after we were made aware of the incident, around 2:45 to 3 o'clock.
Okay. And as a result of your investigation, based on your experience in the position you had with the Broward Sheriff's Office, did you evaluate any social media analysis?
Yes, we were receiving different social media accounts through the analyst teams at the Strategic Investigations Division, and then we were also monitoring intel that was coming in over the radio.
Okay. So let me now show you State's Exhibit marked 23N. And Detective Masters, tell me what that is.
These are the YouTube comments, or some of the YouTube comments from the Nicholas Jacob Cruz at gmail.com account.
Okay. And there are some certain comments. How did you find those comments?
I conducted searches looking for various keywords and topics related to mass shootings and other types of violence.
Okay. And you received what from whom to review it?
So these were records that were provided by Google.
Okay.
And that's what the attached documents are their record certifications, which was linked. This account was linked through the YouTube records through the Uber records that we obtained.
Okay. And were there many items that you went through to pick out these particular items?
Yes.
Okay. Was it come in a disc?
They give us a download through their law enforcement portal.
Okay. And you reviewed the download and you picked out certain comments, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And attached to that is a certificate from Google?
Yes, sir.
For what?
They're just authenticating that these are records that they keep in their general business, and then giving a list of the files that they provided.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to offer State's Exhibit 23N.
Is there any objection to the admission of State's Exhibit 23N, like names?
All right, time to step aside for a break. We'll be right back into the courtroom after this. Amplify. All right, welcome back to Court TV Live. It is time for a segment we call Tipping the Scales of Justice, where you know, the scales are even when we begin a case, and sometimes they tip either direction depending on what the evidence is that the jury is seeing, what the arguments are. It could be a number of things. And so we're wondering, was there something that tipped the scales for you as you were watching this case this week? For me, it was some bits of the evidence that came in against Nikolas Cruz that I think really support the aggravating factors that the state is saying this was a cold, calculated, premeditated murder. And a couple things in particular that jumped out at me, and I want to know your thoughts too, so tweet us right now, share with us your thoughts. But for me, a biggie was that Nikolas Cruz brought with him to the school that day a set of earmuffs one wears to a gun range to muffle the sound. He also brought with him a vest with huge pockets to carry all of the extra magazines. These magazines carried 30, 40 rounds of ammunition. To me, that really tipped the scales in favor of the state of Florida, seeing that. Let me know what you think. Tweet us right now. We want to play a clip for you from some of that evidence we saw this week coming in that heavily favors the state of Florida.
Inside of this bag, I collected, or I found red earpiece. It's a red earpiece for usually used so you cannot hear. So it muffles out any type of noise, and it's usually used in the range for us.
For range shooting?
Yes.
It is?
It is the same hearing protection that I collected that day.
Okay, the hearing protection you collected?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look at our scales of justice, tipping in favor of the prosecution. In my view, let me know your view here. Those earmuffs, I think, say so much to the jury, how he intended to protect himself that day that he gunned down 34 people at his school. Let me bring in my guests. They are practicing criminal defense attorneys. They've also formerly served as prosecuting attorneys, Marcia Minot and Daryl Cohen. Okay, Daryl, let me go to you first on this one. Tipping the scales, do you think that was a moment there for the state?
I think, Julie, everything that he did tips the scales, and they're not just barely tipped. They are so heavily in favor of the victims. And what I see on the anguish on the parents' faces as they sit in that courtroom and listen and relive their child or their children being murdered, the scales aren't tipped. This is absolutely, in my view, he is so guilty of what he pled to and so deserves the death penalty that I can think of no one who deserves it more than he does for what he did, because he showed premeditation. He never showed that he was remorseful. He has never done anything other than attack a deputy in the jail.
Mm-hmm. More violence, huh?
Yeah, violence begets violence. He needs to be not so violently ended.
Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, the state having to establish, as you know, Daryl, the aggravating factors to support it, one of which, I mean, they've submitted several for the jury to consider, but to establish that these killings, multiple killings, as we know, were cold, calculated, premeditated. I don't know what says premeditation more than thinking about protecting your own ears when you go to carry out a mass shooting. That is more than despicable. Let me bring in Marcia Minot. She's standing by to weigh in on this one as well. Marcia, there you are. Tell me, what do you think here in terms of that aggravating factor, the cold, calculating, premeditated murders of these people? What does the ear protection say to you, please?
The jury's still out for me as it pertains to those ear muffs. And the reason I say that is because it depends on what the defense is going to present in mitigation, because it is clear that this killing was horrendous, it's horrible, it was premeditated, there were things said by this defendant. What is going to boil down to, though, is whether or not the defense is going to be able to prove that he was so mentally deranged that he did not have the mens rea or the intent to cause the acts that he ended up committing.
Marcia Minot, appreciate it. This case is such a tough one to listen to. We want to know your thoughts. Please tweet us. The handle's @CourtTV. If something has tipped the scales for you this week, we want to know what it is. Share it with us. We may share your tweet on the show as well. Let's go back into the courtroom together now to hear more testimony.
Their objection specifically from arguments made in D-175, D-213, D-MIL-10.
Okay, your objection is noted. Over the defense objection, 23N, like Nancy, will be received as states 437.
Detective Masters, now I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 437. And you testified they're YouTube comments, right?
I can't see it yet.
Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You want me to make it bigger?
No, I can read those.
Let's see. Oops. Okay. So these are the comments you got from Google for YouTube comments, right?
Yes, sir.
So it lists the creation date. That means the date the comments were made.
Yes, it does.
And then it lists the comment, okay?
Yes, sir.
So could you go and read those, the dates and the comments for us?
Yes, August 30th, 2017. At 5:29 and 15 seconds p.m. UTC, which is Universal Coordinated Time. I plan on shooting them soon, year 2020, date of massacre unknown, location unknown, somewhere in Florida.
Okay.
The next one is September 2, 2017, 6:56 and 39 seconds p.m. UTC. Just want to kill people. September 8th, 2017, 1:51 and 14 seconds p.m. UTC. I rather kill people, 2020. September 16, 2017, 3:53:25 a.m. UTC. The amount of time it took for the police to come, I think this is fake. September 18, 2017, 12:25, 26 seconds a.m. UTC. I hide it deep within and think about killing people. September 18th, 2017, at 12:42 and 43 seconds a.m. UTC. The last part makes me scared what happens when I have no one. I am 18, still in high school, and everyone is on their way to college while I am there thinking about killing people and ending their lives. I hate my life, and I want to take people with me. September 22, 2017, at 4:21:45 seconds. (11:49 and 1 second p.m. UTC). I'm going to be a professional school shooter. September 28, 2017, 5:22 and 41 seconds p.m. UTC. My life sucks. I failed high school. I'm going to go on a killing rampage. October 10th, 2017, 5:37 and 14 seconds a.m. UTC. October 10th, 2017, at 6:36 and 54 seconds a.m. UTC. I have no problem shooting a girl in the chest. October 13, 2017, 2:13 and 38 seconds a.m. UTC. Life. January 17, 2018 at 4:37 and 20 seconds a.m. UTC. I hate people. January 17, 2018 at 5:52 and 33 seconds p.m. UTC. At 6:12 and 30 seconds p.m. UTC. I want to kill people. January 30th, 2018 at 4:38 and 48 seconds a.m. UTC. I hate people.
Okay. That was YouTube comments. And now I'm going to show you. State's Exhibit marked 23M. Detective Masters, and if you could take a look at this, please, and tell me what that is.
This is the search history events from the Nikolas Jacob Cruz at gmail.com email account.
Okay, and what's a search?
So whenever you are logged into a Google account and you are using something such as Google as your search engine, they log each and every search that you use, or even if you use anything on the Chrome browser, they keep track of all of that and tie it back to your account.
Okay. And is there an authenticity from Google?
Yes, there is.
Your Honor, at this time I'd like to offer State's Exhibit 23M.
Thank you. Defense, is there any additional objection?
No,
To 23M, like Mary?
Just wanted to renew our objection previously made.
Okay, so noted. Over the defense objection states 23M, like Mary, for identification will be received as 438.
Okay, Detective Masters, now I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 438. And searches. You will read that okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And there are your initials at the bottom?
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right, so explain what this is.
So this is how the Google searches are provided as far as the text. We've formatted them out of the text document that they provide to make it more organized. But the first part shows a date and timestamp, again in UTC time, and then it shows the searched for, so that's what was actually searched for. Anything after the word for is what was actually typed into the search engine or the browser. and then below it shows how Google actually displays that link in your web browser URL bar.
Okay. So would you be good enough to read them for us?
Yes, sir. So it's August 24th, 2017 at 19:56 and 24 seconds UTC. Search for Charlottesville shooting. On August 30th, 2017 at 12:50 and 10 seconds UTC, he searched for the Polytech Massacre. On August 30th, 2017 at 13:09 and 40 seconds UTC, searched for Columbine High School Massacre. On August 30th, 2017 at 13:27:54 UTC, searched for Virginia Tech Massacre. On September 2nd, 2017.
Wow, those messages, I can't imagine what those family members are thinking, hearing all of that. Him saying his life stinks, so then he's going to go out and carry out a massacre. It's just despicable. And again, this is evidence. The state is admitting to support their position that he deserves the death penalty. His team's going to present evidence to refute things like this. That's ahead, and so much more for you here on the show. We need to squeeze in a break because we're at the bottom of the hour. Stay with us. Court TV Live continues after this quick break. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. Let's go back to Florida now for more of the penalty phase of the trial of defendant Nikolas Cruz. The 23-year-old is facing this jury for his life. That is what's on the line. At the end of the day, this portion of what's called a bifurcated trial, 2 parts, is all about whether or not he deserves the death penalty for his crimes or whether he deserves to have life in prison without the possibility of parole. When we went to the break, we were seeing some evidence that was taken from his devices, some digital evidence that was downloaded and retrieved as part of this case, where he's saying things like how terrible his life is and that he was going to go carry out a massacre because his life is bad. Let that sink in. Let's go back in now and hear more from the detective, and you'll see the very shocked, sickening reactions, understandably so, from those in the gallery that are hearing this.
9 seconds UTC, he searched for 5.56 ammo. On September 2nd, 2017, at 18:12 and 27 seconds UTC, he searched for 5.56 ammo for sale, 1,000 rounds. On September 2nd, 2017, at 20:26 and 23 seconds UTC, he searched for Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport with 2 handguards. On September 2nd, 2017, at 20:27 and 37 seconds UTC, he searched for M&P 15 Sport handguard length. On September 14th, 2017, at 0000 hours, 4 minutes and 24 seconds UTC, search for Virginia Tech Massacre. September 14th, 2017, at 0007 minutes and 19 seconds UTC, he searched for Polytech Massacre. On September 18th, 2017, at 03:13 and 38 seconds UTC, searched for 1,000 rounds, 5.56. On September 18th, 2017, at 20:01 and 1 second UTC, searched for 5.56 tracer rounds.
Okay, and here's the second page.
On October 3rd, 2017, at 22:55 and 21 seconds UTC, searched for how many rounds were fired during the Las Vegas massacre. October 6, 2017, at 00:54 minutes, 49 seconds UTC, searched for AR-15 mags. On October 10th, 2017, at 1:42 and 10 seconds UTC, searched for Aurora shooting victims. October 10th, 2017, at 1:43 and 4 seconds UTC, searched for Aurora shooting victims list. On October 10th, 2017, at 1:43 and 37 seconds UTC, search for Aurora shooting how many rounds. October 10th, 2017, at 1:44 and 24 seconds, search for Aurora shooting how many rounds where fired. October 10th, 2017 at 2:42 and 43 seconds UTC, search for Aurora Massacre.
Okay. Detective Masters, now I'm going to show you State's Exhibit Mark 23L for identification. Ask you if you can identify what that
This is the YouTube search events, also provided by Google and the Nikolas Jacob Cruz at gmail.com account, along with the record certification.
Okay, and you compiled that, correct?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, at this time I'd like to offer State's Exhibit 23L.
Defense, do you have any objection to the court receiving what's been marked for identification as State's composite Exhibit L?
Judge, I'd just like to renew my previous objections as it pertains to the Nikolas Jacob Cruz Gmail account.
The specific objection that you spoke about earlier is not contained. Either of the two more specific objections are not contained in this document. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. Over the objection of the defense states 23L, like Larry, for identification will be received as 439. Do you need a binder for this one so it doesn't get
Yeah, that'd be great.
separated? Because I think only the last page is marked.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
We're going to take a break as there's a little pause in the action in the courtroom. Don't go anywhere. More Court TV Live and more of the penalty phase of the trial of Nikolas Cruz when we come back. Bye. Welcome back to Court TV Live. We are watching the penalty phase of the trial of Parkland school shooter Nikolas Cruz. On the stand is a forensic expert who has extracted data from the defendant's phone and from his computer. And there were searches that Nikolas Cruz did that unearthed a number of disturbing searches by him, including how to become evil in society and Columbine High School shooting. These are things he searched. You haven't missed a moment of the testimony. We hit the pause button for you. Let's go back into the courtroom together now.
It's an 18-page document, is that correct? I'm just double checking. I'm not questioning the particular reasons.
How many pages are there? Detective Masters now showing you State's Exhibit 439, consisting of 18 pages. Tell us what this is.
So these are the YouTube search events. So similar to when you conduct a search, either using the Google search engine or the Chrome browser, whenever you type in a search utilizing YouTube, so whether it's on their website or using the application on a mobile device, they also maintain those records and track what you're searching.
Okay. You want to read those for us, please?
Yes. June 15th, 2017 at 19:48 and 10 seconds UTC, search for McDonald's mass shooting. August 8th, 2017 at 5:57 and 11 seconds UTC, searched for pumped up kicks, Columbine High School. August 9th, 2017 at 20:17 and 17 seconds UTC, searched for how to become evil in society. August 10th, 2017 at 1:58 and 9 seconds UTC, search for pumped up kicks, Columbine High School. August 19th, 2017 at 20:15:21 UTC, search for park shooting. August 25th, 2017 at 17:08 and 36 seconds UTC, search for Charlottesville shooting. August 28th, 2017 at 17:26 and 52 seconds UTC, search for how to shoot at 500 yards. August 31st, 2017 at 19:51 and 45 seconds UTC, searched for Polytech Massacre.
Okay. And page 2 of that exhibit?
August 31st, 2017 at 21:42:49 UTC, search for wanting to kill people. September 1st, 2017 at 9:09:25 UTC, search for school massacre, kids with guns. September 1st, 2017 at 17:47:07 UTC, searched for Columbine Massacre song. September 6, 2017 at 0:28:37 seconds UTC, search for massacre in hotel. September 6, 2017 at 0:29 and 9 seconds UTC, search for massacre. September 6, 2017 at 0:29:45, search for Russian massacre short film. September 8th, 2017 at 17:14:15 UTC, search for killing people. September 11th, 2017 at 1:16 UTC, search for AR-15 shooting.
And page 3.
September 14th, 2017 at 0:39:57 UTC, search for Polytech Massacre. September 14th, 2017 at 0:40 and 7 seconds UTC, search for Polytech Massacre full movie. September 16th, 2017 at 3:47:48 UTC, search for Virginia Tech Massacre. September 16th, 2017 at 15:18:35 UTC, searched for LA killing rampage. September 16th, 2017 at 17:19:45 UTC, searched for mass murderers. September 16th, 2017 at 17:20:33 UTC, searched for the Virgin Killer.